Hello and welcome back to the Edain Mod for Battle for Middle-earth, The Rise of the Witch King, as we continue on with a new challenge. And we're going to go over a few rules as to, for all challenges in the future that I will always abide by. Number one, I've already forgotten. Number one, I must abide by every single rule that I'm given. I am not allowed to change them once the first challenge video has come out. I am not allowed to alter them. I cannot receive, if you guys, rule number two, if you guys have any ideas for what I should do to them, to change them, that will be allowed twice. Only once, because by that time the challenge will probably be over. I'm only allowed to make one change on your guys' behest, but only if it's a reasonable request. If it's not reasonable, then there's not much I can do about that, unfortunately. But yes, if it's a reasonable request, I can do it. Rule number three, I will always have allies if possible, unless I'm playing a challenge mode where I can only play with no allies, in which case I will play with no allies. But unless that, I'm always going to be playing with allies, preferably not on my own. However, I will not have them as the same faction as me, because if I was to do that, Imladris AI can bug out, Dwarven AI can bug out. Yeah, we're just gonna, Angmar AI can bug out. We're just gonna throw those three out the window for that. But any other AI ally is allowed. Enemy AI, I just throw some Mordor, Isengard, just anything. And I don't really care what my opponent is, because they're always going to be difficult, and even just as a hard AI, it's going to be difficult. And was that rule number 3 or 4? Rule number 4. Oh yes, finally, rule number 4. I'm allowed to disqualify one faction out of all the factions for a challenge each. But this must be a decision I make at the very beginning, not halfway through. And I'm disqualifying Lothlorien for this challenge, and we'll get talking to that as we play through. And we're starting as Imladris on the restrictions only campaign, or campaign challenge, where we can only make units and heroes that have some kind of restriction to make them, or have some unique traits which are not on their original Palantir, or require them to use ability in their Palantir to gain them. So a Denethor Palantir effect, to give him more Palantir effects to level him up, is allowed. But a Boromir is not allowed because all of his powers come from leveling up. Yes, Denethor is technically the same, but he has to use a power to do that. You can just throw Boromir into the fray and he'll always level up. Denethor will not, unless you use his ability. Same with our barracks units. We cannot make the units we can get from the very starting tier. We can only make the units that come from the require upgrades. So the archers, blade masters, and veterans are allowed, but our classic swordsmen and spearmen are not allowed. Obviously, the unit we start with, can't do anything about that. I should have put that in the main rules. That's rule number 5. The starting units I cannot change. I will use them to the best of my ability to try and help me begin. So then, can't use Gildor, can't use Arwen, can't use the twins, can't use Glorfindel, can't use Elrond. But we can use Halbrand because he is restricted behind an outpost upgrade. And I'm going to try and rush for the outpost now before it's too late. And they've already got Minas Morgul, so yeah, let's rush for that outpost quick. Because the only thing we can do to begin with is sit and upgrade our library. We can do nothing else. We can't make siege equipment because they come from the very start tier. We can't make cavalry because unless it's Glorfindel's Wind Riders, because they come from second tier. We're allowed all powers. All powers require a click to make them, so they are allowed. But as I said, no freebies. So I can't just make these units instantly, because that's too easy. I can only make units that are difficult to make, and I can only make upgrades that require tier 2. So any tier 1 banner carrier factions like Gondor, Isengard. In fact, no, all Isengard upgrades are prohibited because they get them all at tier 1. So that's going to be a fun one. And the reason to why Lothlorien is restricted, well, has been disqualified, is because the second you make any of their buildings, all of their units are unlocked. But until you make those buildings, their units are restricted. So it's a bit of a double entendre. Yes, it's fine until it's not fine. I think it's a double entendre. I don't know. I haven't been in school for almost a year now. I'm done with education, to be fair. I'm happy with work. So yeah, we are just sat here doing nothing. But once we do start pumping out units, we're strong. Because Blade Masters are very powerful against Mordor Orc spam, which have now got Dol Guldur and Minas Morgul, so that's a bit terrifying. But yeah, I'd say we're good. And also all the Dunedain aren't restricted either, because they require an upgrade to the main building to be made. So, yeah. And again, the reason why Lothlorien has been banned or disqualified is because all their units can be very easily be unrestricted. Just by making one of their buildings, just by making one of each of their buildings, you can get everything except for. In fact, no, you can't get anything except for upgrades because they're all at the first tier. So it's either impossible, or if you see it in a different light, where you're making the buildings so now they're unlocked from the main building, it's just playing as Lothlorien. There's no middle ground to that. It's just congratulations, you now can play as all of Lothlorien, but you have no restrictions. Well, every other faction has a restriction. Well, I mean, you don't get heroes, that's a thing. But other than that, there's really no restriction. Who just died there? Oh, it's basic elves. I was thinking to say ring heroes are allowed for every faction, but then I thought to myself, no, that's too easy. That's too easy. Ring heroes are only allowed if they have some kind of transformation. So Gandalf is allowed. Saruman is technically allowed because he has a power that makes his robes, instead of just pure white, actually glow different colours. You know, Saruman of many colours. That's technically a transformation of some kind. Sauron is allowed because he keeps transforming into lots of different things with power of past ages. Aragorn's allowed because he goes through 4 different form changes. He just goes from basic to Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan God to Super Saiyan Blue. Although, to be honest, it's not really that good. We don't need many command points. We will get some Pantries though. Oh wait, we're getting Pantries in the let's just get resource bonuses. So yeah, we can't make the Lore Masters because they come from the first tier. So they are prohibited. Tis by law they are disqualified. Whose law? My law. That's whose law. By my law, they are disqualified. But all the units that can only be made through restrictive upgrades, like any kind of upgrade. So the basic Gondor upgrade, even Mordor's restriction upgrades, where you can once you get level 2, you can make this and this and this. You can get that. Not power of passage. Sauron's influence. So overseers can be made. but no orcs can be made, so they're a bit pointless unless you want to overseer spam for the lols, which is stupid because they're useless. The Nazgul are allowed because they have a form change, but not the Black Riders. Only the 4 Nazgul that have his Deadliest Servant's armor upgrade. Anything else is not allowed by me. My opponents, I can't control that. Whatever my opponents do is not in my hands. They do whatever they want. My opponents and allies do whatever the hell they want. I have no control over what they do. And I think I'm about to lose my allies, so I think it's going to be the first challenge we lose. Oh, spicy. What else? What else to mention? Units that can only be made after you've made a certain hero. So, what's his name? Dol Amroth's Swan Knights can only be made once you've made Imrahil, so those units can be made. But the Footmen, Men at Arms, cannot be made because they can just be made from the immediate border stronghold. What else? Castellan's Morgul Riders, even though they're elites, they're still first tier, so easy to make. Too easy, can't you make them? Heroes that require another hero to exist. Does that even exist in this game? I don't think it does. Right away, you get the picture. Anything that isn't special in some way, that can't change what they start as, or requires it. Anything that starts vanilla through the entire thing and doesn't get any change is not playable. So I guess you could call it a mod challenge. All your units have to have some kind of modification over their vanilla starts. So you can't have the vanilla units of the swordsman and spearman because those are what you can start with. But you get the extended editions. That's what we call it, the extended edition challenge. I don't know. You guys think of a name and you call it whatever you want, but I'm just gonna call it I'm just gonna call it whatever. I'm just going to call it the Restricted Challenge because I can't think of any better name. And I chose the Were My Allies Dead? And my allies dead. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I think we done fucked up, Governor. I think we're going to die, Governor. Yes, I think we're gonna die. Now well again, to be fair, in Lardris, I've won a lot with them, Lardris. I've played a lot with them. I normally win with them. But when you're up against 2 hard mortal AIs and your Lothlorien ally has already died because, well, already expired because you've tried to have fun in a challenge, it's going to be difficult to come back. I'm going to try though. I'm going to play through this entirely. What is likely to happen is I'm just going to be defending my base for a long ass time. So what's going to happen is I'm going to either speed through this at the speed of sound, or I'm just going to cut in about an hour later when we actually have actually done something. Because yeah, they're already upon us. I think we might just be dead. Because again, I can't make any heroes, so opposing heroes are going to be a big threat. But other than that, I think we'll be fine until it starts getting big. But yeah, this is the challenge I want to try. I will test this a bit more, but I needed to make some videos because I've not been slacking off. It's not that. I've just been very busy in my weekends, which is the only time I can really record. Or on the Thursday, which I'm recording this video now on. It's just difficult. It's difficult to find a good time to record when you have to share a room. I'll always try my best to get as much done as possible, but it is not always likely I'm going to get a video out I'm not getting a video out every single day. That's never going to happen again. It's going to take a couple years, me moving out, living on my own, or with someone, if I ever find someone. Not likely, but, you know, it might happen. But yeah, I'm not saying this is the end of the video. I'm just saying this now in case I just instantly cut this out at. I'm trying to think. When is a good signal for me to say that I'm gonna? Here, when I click this Veterans of Last Alliance unit, you're either gonna see it cut to an entirely new part, or I'm just gonna continue rambling. You're gonna have to listen to it. Well, if this does last any longer, I'll see you soon. But if not, I might as well say saying ta-ta for now. I'll be back in a few. I sure hope I can remember that making those Veterans of the Last Alliance means I'm actually cutting the video. Okay, make sure my units live. I don't want my units to die. That's the last thing I want to happen. So keep them alive as much as possible. I mean, I'll just shoot down Shagrats. Yeah, comment is going to be a bit slow at this point because it's not like I'm not trying to commentate, but yeah, we're pretty dead here. That's Sauron, that's some Castellans, that's Gothmor, that's an army, and we don't have anything. I think we're dead. I think we're very, very dead, and we should just accept it. Yeah, Mod was not a good faction. Playing on this map, firstly, was not a good idea because I can't make Dunedain without going into the center or beating the AI to a cave troll, and then, yeah, this was a shit map. Why did I think Buckland would be a fun map? I'm sticking to this. I'm sticking to it. Okay, so video's not going to get cut. We're just going to die before that happens. Yeah, they got darkness up. We've got a lot to do and nothing to do it with. Do I want to cut it here? No. I want to see the defeat screen. I'm not satisfied until I see the defeat screen. They think they can just beat me like this. Well, first they have to take me to the defeat screen themselves. Yeah, this was an attempt at a challenge. Probably not going to end up being a challenge though. It doesn't have what it takes, unfortunately. It's just too slow, and in Edain you have to play fast. Well, you don't have to play fast, but you have to have a start. And the way I played was passive. I let my ally die before I even started making units, and now I'm dead. So I'm just going to start demolishing everything in attempting to concede my defeat. So, my first defeat ever in Edain. And unfortunately, this challenge was never going to work, unfortunately. Defeat is mine. Oh well. Yeah, we were. I chose poorly on my decisions. But yeah, that is why it's difficult for these challenges. Because you need to think, one, of a fun thing to do. Two, of something that can keep the audience engaged through every single faction, which is going to be difficult no matter what I do. I might do a heroes only run and see how that goes. It's going to be rough. It is going to be rough because half the factions don't have good structures with only heroes. What I might need to do is not make any teams either. It's all going to be in the waterworks. I'll figure it out. This is kind of a filler video because, again, I have been a bit back on the recording sessions. I will try and get more out more frequently, but the heat's been killing me. As I said in the beginning, my throat's still killing me. Trying to get over everything. Still loving work. That's always a good thing. But yeah, recordings are going to be low. It's going to be rough. It's going to be difficult. But I will always do my best for you guys. So until next time, it'll probably be a couple DAC videos next. I want to really find a good few challenges in a row for Edain, and then just knock them all out of the park at once. And I want to see the end of the Erebor campaign before I do that. So until next time, hope you all enjoyed, and ta-ta for now.